Welcome to my first game review on my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the game that just kinda came out of nowhere and took over the internet after 2 years, Among Us. Among Us is a game where you're a bean person. Maybe you're a murdering bean person. But either way, you're a bean. If you're a crewmate, you want to try and finish your tasks before the imposter, who got on the ship somehow, kills everybody. If you're the imposter, you can sabotage. In other words, click every button but the Wi-Fi symbol. You can vent where you go whoop and then go whoop somewhere else on the map. And you can murder. The main gimmick of being the imposter. You go up to someone and give them the good old-fashioned stabby, which gets rid of the top half of their body. Sounds painful. So, as the crewmates, you mainly try to survive the imposter and either finish your tasks to attempt for a task win, which never happens because the ghosts won't do their tasks, or you can try and figure out who the imposter is by seeing if they either are faking tasks, or you see the murder event. There's 3 maps in this game, or according to literally everybody on Among Us, there's the Skeld. But there's also Mirror HQ and Polus, which in my opinion are both better than the Skeld. They're just more enjoyable and a bit more original. But for the Skeld, how could you talk about the Skeld without the admin card swipe? Then there's Start Reactor. That one just sucks. But the Skeld has by far the most visual tasks, which can prove if you're the crewmate or imposter. There's Medbay Scan, the main one. The Trash and the O2 version, both also end up as a visual task down in storage with the garbage. Then there's weapons, where you shooty some asteroid out of the air and you see the lasers going pew pew. Finally, there's shields that's just light. But what could talking about Skeld be without the Death Room? But nobody realizes the other Death Room. If the power is out and you go into navigation, you die. And if you're just faking a nav task and someone enters alone, it's an easy kill since you can just vent away. But all in all, Skeld is pretty great. Next up, we have Mirror HQ, which is actually my favorite on the visual side. It's kind of a sky city? Sky plane? Wait, aren't all planes technically sky planes? I mean, it could be a building, but there's also sky in between the rooms. Also, is it really a good idea to make some of the floor glass? I know glass can be pretty strong, but with 10 beams, there they go, into the sky. There's a couple of new rooms in Mirror HQ, like the balcony and lab, and it's also actually technically more difficult, since there's only one visual task, but that means at the same time there's a ton of people in Medbay watching people submit a scan. But what's a good map without a death cave? I don't know, but the main death caves here are Reactor and Lab. Since if there's only one person, another person would have to go through the whole decontamination process while the other person murders and vents away. And there's 2 vents that lead to a ton of vents. Don't go alone. Or maybe do, since the other person could be the imposter. So I guess you should just never hang out with anybody ever. But Mirror HQ is pretty great. Better than Skeld in the pretty great standards. Finally, we got Polus, the weird purple planet in space. It's an outpost in space, like the hunting out. Am I right about hunting outpost? An outpost is, I guess it would make sense as a remote part of the city. But anyway, unlike the other maps, the rooms aren't really connected. You go outside of the buildings onto the purple ball planet, with a lot of snow and all that. Polus is actually a lot more confusing due to all the random tiny buildings. But it's pretty good once you get used to it. There's actually 2 visual tasks in Polus, which is approximately 1 more than Mira, which are, of course, medbay, but also asteroid shooting. Medbay scanning is just kinda everywhere at this point. But are you guys prepared for yet another kill den? We got the specimen room. It's a lot like reactor and lab. Both of the sides are stopped by decontamination, though, so you have to wait if you want to enter. Main problem with this kill den is that you can't vent away. But since there's 2 sides, you can easily go on the opposite side, and they'll never know. But the best part about Polus is very obvious. This DVD hits the corners so often. But time to talk about game lobbies. Mainly lobby rules. Everyone knows the fair and fun 2 imposters, 10 people, with 1 to 1.25x speed, with a decent amount of tasks. But here's some stuff you should never do in a lobby. Don't add an excessively small or large view. If you have small, everyone can barely see, and if it's large, no imposters can even kill, due to how everyone can see anything within 2 miles. Another thing is making people too fast or slow. 3 times speed lobbies suck, and 2 slow lobbies may be worse, since the only people with mobility are the imposters through vents. So, the imposter could go, kill someone in the back of electrical, then someone starts to enter. The kill cooldown might even be done by the time they get back there. So altogether, do I think that Among Us deserves all the love that it's getting at the moment? Yes. Go play it. Even though Among Us is kind of a simple concept, and there isn't really much to talk about, that's proof based on how short this video is. What they did to it, however, though, like the unique maps and tasks, and also the lovable bean characters, it's all around a good game, and this game is really cheap for how good it is. But that's all for the game review, and that's all I have to say for the Bean Men.